Hello viewers, and welcome to this video. It's a mixture of some finds from the opshop or thrift shop and a couple of 118 diecast models that I picked up out of lay-by. I'll start off with this Hot Wheels tin. I found this at a vintage shop, and as you see by the price, this was $3, which I thought was a pretty good buy because these are about $10, I think. I was sitting waiting in the car whilst my daughter tried on some clothes at this op shop, and my wife came to the window and was showing me some die-cast cars. One was a London taxi that I think I already have, so I didn't want that. I was interested in a Morris Minor that was there. It was like this Anglia that I got in my package from Jim from Red Trucks. And I was interested in getting it, but I was going to wait till we left. So I left it on the shelf, and this older man, I guess in his 70s or 80s, he's seen those two cars. Plus there was an Aston Martin, and I wasn't interested in that one at all. But he said to one of the volunteers that works for the shop he could do a deal on all three of them, and she said, yeah, sure, and he got the three cars for I don't know how much. So I didn't get the Morris Minor police car. It was a light blue and white coloured one, but anyway, that's all right. So anyway, this is the tin. It's in quite good condition. It was probably full of cars maybe when it went to the shop. I don't know. And inside it holds cars like this. Obviously these cars are from my collection. Could actually fit one more in there up the top. But yeah, I bought one of these years ago for my daughter when she had a slight interest in collecting cars. It's another storage case. Holds two in this part. You could possibly get three, depending on the width of the car. But, yeah. When you move them, of course, if some are a bit loose, like this little Morgan, they'll tip over. But for $3, I had to buy it. Now, from another op shop, I got a little bag of 3 cars in it for the price of $3, which was all right. This one I wasn't particularly interested in, but getting it out of the bag, it's in good condition. It rolls well. I mean, fantasy cars aren't my thing. This is the Stingrod. Yeah, sort of, an off-road Mad Max post-apocalyptic thing that you'd see. Diecast body, plastic base, green wheels. Interior with the driver's seat in the middle. No seats beside it by the look. Hard to tell through this orange glass. But that's the first item I got. The second item that was in there was this Mercedes-Benz Unimog. It's a paramedic truck. It's a premium one. It's got rubber wheels. And it's in really nice condition. Like, there's no flea bites out of the paint. Yeah, this was in a off-road set. I've got one of these still on the card. But, yeah, this one was one of the other things that made me get this bag. Because, I mean, premium Hot Wheels in a bag of cars for $3. And it's a good casting. I mean, the back of it's all plastic, as is part of the base insert, but the base itself, of course, is die-cast, being a premium. This one here's a GMC Typhoon. It's a smaller casting than the other two, so I don't know what scale it is, but it's definitely smaller. It's a little bit flea-bitten in places. Like the rails on the roof are missing a little bit of paint. Corner here, corner there. Over that side. It wasn't till I took a look at this one that I discovered it's a Johnny Lightning. And I think I've got one Johnny Lightning in a packet. But, yeah, so this was a nice find. I mean, it's not pristine, but it's still a good die cast. Opening bonnet or hood, being an American vehicle. And it's got a inline motor. I'm not sure what type it is. I don't know whether the camera's focusing well or not. Hopefully it is. Can't tell through this screen. But it's a good little die cast. Yeah, so this little bag was definitely worth $3. I did also get a bright yellow Volkswagen Beetle. It may have even been plastic, but it was a classic type shape, like late 60s. But it's gone missing in action, so whether or not it was left at the shop, because it was bundled together with some clothes that my daughter bought. Someone else will buy it, but for a cheap generic one, it was quite good. That's why I picked it up. But anyhow, that's the three I got. So that's the opshop thrift shop finds. Now this is one I'd wished I got out of lay-by in time for this year's Bathurst race, because this is last year's Bathurst winner, the Brady Kostecki and Todd Hazelwood Erebus Motorsport Chevy Camaro, which was sponsored by iconic old fast food brand Chico, who make the Chico roll and the corn jack. Chico roll, I know they're not to everyone's taste. Some prefer the spring rolls, which they sell at takeaway shops, which are a similar size item. I like either, it depends on the time, I guess. They're both good. This is, of course, by Authentic Collectables. Oh, okay. It's around this way. Certificate 2215 of 3,000, which is a lot higher than a lot of supercars models by Authentic Collectables, because usually they're between 1 to 300. It all depends how popular they are with collectors putting in pre-orders. For the Bathurst models, they do make extras. So, but I did pre-order this one, like any, because I like to collect Bathurst winners and didn't want to miss out. Plus, Brady Kostecki and Todd Hazelwood, they drive for Dick Johnson Racing now, which is my team. Of course, Todd just wants to be a co-driver. Brady's the full-time driver of the number 38 Shell V-Power Mustang. And as of yesterday, he'd won the first race at Adelaide in the final round of this year's championship. Now, due to the screws retaining the model into the clamshell, as it's called, I'll just leave it in the clamshell. Authentic Collectables like to include an extra with some of their models, and in this case it's a Peter Brock trophy, which is awarded to the winner of the Bathurst race, so that's quite good. The model itself, typical Authentic Collectables quality. The boot doesn't open on it, but the bonnet and the doors do. I'll see if I can open no, the bonnet is a little bit tricky to open. The bonnet comes to here. Unfortunately not at the front, because it's got a nose cone part on the front. But yeah, it's quite nice. It's got the Australian Army's sponsorship on it, and their logo on the roof looks really good. Chico Roll was one of their sponsors for the year. TFH Hires, one of Todd Hazelwood's personal sponsors. It's been for a while, I think. Yeah, this model's nice and colourful. This is a nice one to add to the Bathurst Winners collection. One day I'll do a video. I'll take it out of the box and compare it to Shane Van Gisbergen's Red Bull Bathurst winner from 2023, because it's a Chevy Camaro as well, and it's made by Bianchi, so it'd be good to compare the two brands of model side by side of the same type of vehicle. My next 118 lay-by pickup is this one by Classic Collectables. And of course, this one's Murray Carter's car from Bathurst, 1976. It doesn't have his name on the box, so it's, I guess, not an official car of Murray's, but it's one that Classic Collectables are made, and going off the box art, it looks like quite a nice model. Now, of course, Classic Collectables, they make a great clamshell that fits the model well. They have no need for retaining screws. So these are easy to remove. You just take off the band. Oops. If you're not heavy-handed like me, you just take off the band and no worries. It opens. Comes with a certificate of authenticity. Of course. No number on that. Gives you a little bit of a rundown on the car. Picture of Murray Carter. About how they created this particular model. And some of its features. These you can lift up by your finger. Give a little bit of a workout for that finger, but because they do have a little bit of weight about them. They're not light. Teamed up by Winter. I need to do some research, or perhaps it's in the book. Ray Winter partnered Murray Carter in 1976. Not a driver I am too aware of. We'll have a look underneath first. Use my rag to protect it from my fingerprints. Number 301. It's got good detail of the 9-inch diff. The leaf springs, they look like they're narrow. I guess that's what they may have ran for racing. Yeah, there's the plaque with 301 on it. It's got reasonably wide tyres on the back and skinnier ones on the front. The 351 Cleveland and top-loader gearbox, and the exhaust that exits from the extractors either side of the car, so would have been quite a loud vehicle to be in. No mufflers and driving with the windows all down. It's got trailing arms, I believe, or are they track rods that are attached to the front of the diff? I think they would aid with traction off the line. Nice coloured Falcon, this one. Doors open really easy. Instead of a race bucket, they've got a standard road seat in them like the Falcon GT's got from the factory. Quite unusual that it doesn't have the boot spoiler. It's got the GT badge on the boot. Ah yes, inside the boot you can see the top of the fuel tank. I think the roll cage goes through the boot as well, through the back seat, because these had to run a back seat. It's got the GT 351 badge on the back, as well as his sponsors, Brian Wood Ford, HM headers, K-Max suspension. Yeah, it's got the Oranger Magnum wheels on it, I think they were, on Goodyear Racing slicks. And under the bonnet, the 351 Cleveland. It's got white HT leads. Yeah, it's got a chrome air cleaner. It's quite a well-detailed version of the 351 Cleveland. Battery under the bonnet and various other items. Quite a nice model. We'll set Murray Carter and Ray Winter's 1976 Bathurst Ford Falcon XB GT for a lap. It's quite a nice model. I've got a similar model by Bianchi, but it's Murray's 79 Bathurst XC Falcon, and it's Similar, like the livery's similar. Different front end on the vehicle and some other features. The Magnum wheels he's still got, but they got yellow centres on them. I believe the graphics for this vehicle, the real one, were done by Wayne Draper, a man that worked for Ford as a designer. And he also used to do some of the graphics for Alan Moffat's cars as well. But very nice looking model, this one. I've seen a promo car of this one from back in the day. It was at the Muscle Car Masters one year, and it was virtually identical version of the race car. When I first seen it, I thought, oh, is that Murray's old race car? But it turns out that it was built, it wasn't built, it was just a road-going Ford Falcon XB GT that was painted up to look like the race car. And that would have been done by Brian Woodford, who was Murray's main sponsor. As you see, it's also got Shell. See the Magnum on the front, they're the wheels. I'm sure Oranger were the company that made those. Magnum was the model name of the wheels. Goodyear tyres. Yeah, real nice model. So that's it. We're coming to a conclusion of my opshop, thrift shop finds and my two 118 models that I picked up out of lay-by. Of course, with the Hot Wheels carry case from the thrift shop. Couple of Hot Wheels cars that I got from another shop. And a Johnny Lightning GMC Typhoon. This is about it for the video. As always, take care. Thank you very much for viewing. Goodbye.